Hello, it's Casey here with Spirit Flow Yoga. Coming to you for day 2 of our beginner yogi toolkit here on YouTube. I have done a lot of thinking and a lot of meditating this week about all the things going on in the world, and I think that we have to talk about it, right? Like you have to be willing to stand up and have a voice for what you feel and what you believe in. And we all have some blame and accountability to take in everything that's going on, whether that be us directly or it be stuff from our past lives, ancestral healing, all of those things. So for today's practice, I thought that we would do a healing yoga practice, a practice for releasing the things that no longer serve and focusing on our healing as individuals, because that's how the only real way to make a difference, a long term, lasting difference, is through healing and growth, um, both internally and externally. So, with that, we will begin in our seated position. We will close our eyes and take a moment to get situated. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose. Feeling what we feel in our bodies. Noticing where our mind goes and not following it, just simply returning to breath. Take a moment here while we sit and breathe before we flow to get grounded. Notice how you feel. And take a simple scan of our body to notice if there's any areas where we're holding, where there's any stuck or stagnant energy. We'll start at the top and work our way down, starting at the crown of our head, the forehead, eyes, cheeks, ears, nose, upper jaw, lower jaw. Notice if your tongue is stuck on the roof of your mouth. Gently let it go. Your teeth are grinded together. Release the jaw. Down through the neck, the shoulders, upper back and chest area, mid back and the lungs, lower back and the abdomen, down both arms, into the wrists and the palms and the fingers. Through the hips, the thighs, knees, calves, shins, ankles, feet, and the toes. Take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out. Do that one more time. Notice what you feel. Feel what you feel. As we move through the flow today, listen to your body. Notice if there's any tight spots and breathe breath into those areas. Honor where you are today. Slowly open our eyes. And we'll begin by lifting our arms up overhead and inhaling. And then bringing them down through center, Anjali Mudra at the heart. Exhale. Drop the hands and inhale again, up and overhead. Exhale to the heart. And one more time. Inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, hands to heart center. Set your own intention for your practice. Let it be something that serves, that heals, that nourishes, that brings you to your higher self. Inhale. And exhale. Palms to the knees. We'll slowly start to take some gentle circles with the spine. Inhaling and exhaling. You ground your hips down into the mat. And circle your spine, your abdomen, your chest, back and forth. Notice any pops or creaks or cracks. And then we'll reverse our circle. Noticing how we feel different from side to side, left to right. And we'll come back to center. And we'll take some gentle circles with the neck. You may just start by shifting your head forwards and backwards. And then left ear to left shoulder, right ear to right shoulder. Remember, if anything hurts, to stop. If you're working with an injury and something is contraindicated, don't do it. It's always okay to sit and breathe. Child's pose, downward facing dog, or just sit in Sukhasana and breathe. Reverse your circle if you haven't already. Remember to do to one side whatever you do to the other. And we'll bring our head back to center. And we'll take some shoulder circles forward, up, and back. And we'll go in the opposite direction, backwards to forward. And then we'll do one last loop back to ground our shoulders down away from our ears. Bring our shoulder blades together at the back. Time to sit head over heart, heart over pelvis. And we'll take a gentle spinal twist. So we'll take our arms out to the side, look to the right. Drop your left arm down to the outside of the right leg. And then come to look over your right shoulder. You may choose to rest your hand behind you or to take a half bind. And just breathe. Come back through center, into the other side. Right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Look over your left shoulder. Again, you may stay here or choose to take a half bind. And come back through center. We'll transition now onto all fours. And start to take some cat-cows. Same rules apply. If you do it to one side, do it to the other. Look over your left shoulder. Look over your right. You may choose to jump rope your spine from side to side. And take a gentle sway from side to side, whatever feels good. Just do that and honor where you are. And then we will transition into downward facing dog. We'll walk out our dog one side and then the other. And just continue to breathe. Audible breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Step forward into ragdoll, a standing forward fold. You may choose to clasp opposite elbows and keep your hands on the earth. And we'll slowly roll up through the spine, letting the head to be the last thing, looping the shoulders forward, up, and back. Come into mountain pose. Inhale, look up, arms up, lean back. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant your palms, step back into plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step forward to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Tadasana. Fold. Halfway lift. Step back plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. One more time. Step forward to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Rise up, Tadasana. Forward fold. Step back, high plank. And Tadasana. Tadasana. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And child's pose. Inhale and exhale. We'll rise back up to all fours. Downward facing dog. Right foot forward, warrior one. Bend deep in your front knee. Anchor the blade of your back foot down into the mat. Arms up overhead. Inhale and exhale. Open out warrior two. Peaceful warrior. And side angle. You may choose to bring your elbow to the top of your right leg. You can put your hand to the mat. If you have a block, you may put it on the inside of your foot. And bring your left hand down. Step back plank. Downward facing dog. Left foot to the front. Warrior one on your left. Again, deep bend in the front knee. Outer blade of the back foot grounds down into the mat. Arms up overhead. Open out warrior two. Peaceful warrior. And side angle. Come back to high plank. Chaturanga Dandasana. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. Step forward. Fold. Rise up into chair pose. Feet together, toes together, heels apart. Bend at your knees, arms up overhead. Sit down. Hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Chair. And twist to the left. Chair pose. And release. Feet together, big toe hold. Feet apart. Hands to your toes. Stretching through the back of the legs. Releasing your head down. Sigh it out if that feels nice. Let go of what you no longer need. Halfway lift. Fold. Step back. Plank pose. And slowly lower down to your bellies. Come to rest on one ear. And then the other. We'll bend our legs, grab our feet or the ankles, and come up into bow pose. And release, come down. Windshield wiper your legs from side to side. And bow number two. Again, grab the tops of the feet or the ankles. And rise. And come down. Windshield wiper the legs. Come up into hero's pose. You take a block and put it under your sits bones. And just breathe. You may choose to close your eyes here. We're going to rise up in a moment and take camel, and then we'll come to sit back down into hero's pose, and then lay forward into child's pose, sit back up into heroes, camel, heroes, child, and we'll do that sequence 3 times. So rise up onto your knees, reach back, take camel pose, and then come to sit into hero's pose, and then fold forward into child's. Inhale, rise to heroes. Again, you can have a block under your seat. Inhale, come up onto the knees. And exhale back to camel. Come back and sit into hero's pose, Virasana, and release into child's pose, Balasana. Inhale to hero's pose. Breathe. Inhale to the knees. And last camel. Sit in heroes. And then to child's pose. We'll rise back up. We'll remove our block if you have one. Come to sit back on the shins. And we're going to transition into pigeon or king pigeon. So we're simply going to come up onto all fours, bring our right leg forward. It's parallel to the mat. Extend the left leg back. Stay up on our hands here. Take some time to feel what you feel. Keep your front foot active. Your hips aligned to the front of the mat. If you have a block, you may want to put it under your chest, and you can start to make your way down. You may also want it under a hip if one feels higher than the other. No, just stay here and breathe. We hold a lot of emotion in our hips. All of the things that we don't say, anything that's been bottled up, stored up. You may feel it here. So breathe deep. Stay with it. Let go of what you can. Let go of what you need to. If you're on your forearms or forehead on the ground, rise back up. We'll bend our back knee and reach back with our left hand to grab our left knee or left foot. And then release and switch sides. Maybe come through a down dog and bring your left foot forward, shin parallel to the mat, right foot back. And same thing on this side, just take your time. Feel what you feel. Notice how the two sides are different. The left side is our relationship with the self. And the right side is our relationship with others. So notice here on the left how you treat yourself, how you feel. No judgment, just notice and breathe. Rise back up. Again, we'll take king pigeon on this side. So we'll bend our back leg, grab our left foot, our right foot with our right hand. And then we'll transition to double pigeon. So we'll take our right foot and stack it on top of the left. And just breathe, another deep hip opener. You may choose to fold forward. If you have a block, you may choose to rest your head on the block. You may let your arms come down by your sides with your palms face up. Or you may simply sit with a straight spine, eyes closed, and breathe. We'll switch legs. Right leg on the bottom, left leg on top. And again, just notice how this side is different. There may be a gap. If you have a block and you want to put it there, you can. If you can find a comfortable position. I usually cannot. Just sit and breathe. You may start to hinge forward at the hips. Sit back up. We'll take Janu Sirasana on the right. So we'll keep our left leg in, extend our right leg, twist so our torso or belly button is in line with that front thigh. And then we'll just work our way forward. You may choose to stay here. You may reach for the toes. You may release your forehead to your knee. Or you may simply rest your palms beside your thigh, your knee, or your shins, and breathe. Keep your right foot active. Alignment through your spine. And just breathe. Rise back up and we'll switch sides. Left leg comes out, right leg comes in. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Again, twisting so that your torso, belly button area is over the left thigh in the center. And then we fold forward gently. Again, you may just stay here. Palms on either side of the thigh. You may bring them to the knee or to the shin, calf area. Or you may reach and grab the toes and release your head. Wherever you are, just stay and breathe. Notice how one side is different than the other. Rise back up. We'll take Hashirotanasana, both legs out in front. Feet flexed, toes back toward our face. Inhale and exhale, fold. Same here applies. You may choose to have the hands flat on the mat. Alignment through the spine, and to just sit here, maybe by the knees or the shins, or you may reach for your toes and curl in. Rise back up. We'll come to take fish pose. So we'll extend our feet out in front. We'll tuck our palms underneath our sits bones. Rest back on the elbows. And drop the head back. And breathe. Point your toes. To take a supported fish, you may take a block and turn it either long ways or sideways. And relax back that way over the block. Anything heavy on your heart, breathe it out. And then come to lie flat on your back. Bend your knees and we'll take a gentle bridge. Lift our hips up off the mat. And then exhale down. Do that one more time. Hips up. And come down. This is a nice place for a block. So if you have one, we'll take it. We'll lift our hips up. And we'll bring it to rest at the base of the spine. Palms face up. And just breathe. To go even deeper, you can come down to reset. And then you can rise up into wheel pose, rise back up into bridge, or for a supported bridge, you could take your block and turn it onto its tallest height and bring it to rest and do your back. Listen to your body, honor where you are. Notice if you're seeking more restorative, more yin, or if you need the active, more yang. You can come down and inhale and exhale and then come right back up. Or if you would like to transition from supported bridge into wheel, you bring your arms by your ears and then lift up. And then gently come down. Remove any blocks or props. And come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Flat on your back, feet together, knees wide. One hand on your heart and one on your belly. Eyes closed and just breathe. We'll take a gentle spinal twist. So we'll bring our knees together and lay our legs over to the left and look to the right. You may choose to cross one leg over the other. You may choose to put a block or a pillow under the knees. You may choose to just let them fall over to the side, one on top of the other. Come back through center, and we'll switch sides. Come back through center. And we'll take waterfall, feet straight up in the air, shoulders and back on the mat. Just relax your legs, relax your feet, close your eyes. And then transition into butterfly, soles of the feet together. Reach through center. Grab your ankles, inside of the feet, outside of the feet, and just stretch through. And then we'll release. Shavasana. Inhale, and let your breath go. One more time. Inhale. And sigh it out. For Shavasana, just lay here. Let your body be heavy on your mat. Close your eyes and quiet your mind. I'll gently prompt you when it's time to come out. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and wake your body up. Or you can choose to continue to lay here or roll over to the right side or the left side of the mat. Place your palm down into the earth. Rise to seated. Hands to our heart and close our eyes. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. We bow together and say, Namaste. Thank you. Namaste.